Guys, have you seen The Revenant?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it? Donovan, what's your opinions on The Revenant?
Holy shit. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It is fucking brutal. Um, it's really good. Basically, it's about some cowboys and Indians, I guess you would say.
Well, not really cowboys.
You know what I'm saying? Old time
Yeah.
muskets and, furs and Indians and,
Yeah.
So basically these guys go out in the wilderness and are trying to get back home, and Leonardo DiCaprio's character gets mauled by a bear.
You said the
And,
crap.
Spoilers.
It's in the trailer.
And he gets mauled by a bear. I'm not spoiling anything yet. Not spoiling anything. And basically gets left out to die, and he has to take revenge on the people that left him.
Yeah. I will have to...
But-
Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say the director is just amazing. He did, like, everything was, like, from what I've read, the actors, like, were kind of frustrated because he actually put them in these elements and just, like, worked them to death. So everything you're seeing is kind of real, except for the bear. I mean, you can only do so much, but you don't want a real bear mauling somebody. But so it's definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, I would have to concur with that. It's definitely worth a watch, definitely worth your time. And I will say two things on it. The best way when I went into it, as far as Leonardo, I can't even pronounce his name.
Leonardo
DiCaprio is concerned. I think that this is his castaway movie, if you know what I mean. Kind of like how Tom Hanks pretty much carried that whole film. This is Leonardo's kind of castaway moment where he pretty much, most of the movie is him by himself trying to survive.
And what's really cool is that he doesn't speak during this film, barely. I mean, he does speak, but it's very minimal. It's so all of it's through just his acting, and it's
yeah, it's very kind of like that. That's why I likened it to Castaway, because most of that movie, Tom Hanks didn't really say anything. A lot of it is just him, reacting and his body language. I will say this too, very refreshing, the time period. Rarely do we get to see, and they don't really exactly say the time period. It's a little confusing. Spoilers a little bit here. I'm not going to really say what about the plot, but there's a certain point where some redcoats, the British, are torching a village and all that. But then when you go into one of the huts, the guy who's like trying to kill Leonardo DiCaprio's son is wearing almost a blue American uniform. So it was really confusing. And I can place it from the weapons that they
weirdly
used.
enough, I didn't catch that detail. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, and with the weapons they used, with the equipment they were using, the fact that they were still French, still in the frontier and whatnot, I'd have to place this movie between 1800 and I would say the 1830s, or maybe even a little.
Let me read the list of Oscars that The Revenant was nominated for. Okay.
Okay.
It was actor in a leading role, Leonardo DiCaprio. Cinematography, directing, actor in a supporting role, Tom Hardy. Costume design, sound editing, film editing, sound mixing, production design, makeup and hairstyling, and visual effects. The Revenant was nominated for pretty much the most Oscars. I think it was The Revenant and another movie that pretty much shared Oscars, the most nominations.
That's good. So it's definitely a highly decorated movie.
he definitely deserves an Oscar.
Yeah. But no,
Is it finally time?
That was going to be my. Oh, I was going to say that was going to be my point, though. What I think is refreshing about this movie is just the time period. Rarely do we get to see people do movies of that time period. It's usually Wild West, 1870s to early, 1900s, or Civil War era, or Revolutionary War era, or something like that. Rarely do we get this truly frontier, frontier America, kind of time era, and I found that so refreshing about that movie. So it's a definite watch it for me. Jonathan, you need to go watch it for sure.
I will.
And me and Donovan, we need to go watch it again.